Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gibby, Mark Gibson, Chairman, obviously Detroit Diesel. We're with Ralph Morris, we're at the Hall, and Justin Thompson. Obviously, we wanted to get info with you guys. Things have been changing so fast in that plant. You know, the times we know it in there are over for a little while. Let's put the social distancing has been just an absolute challenge. I know a lot of you guys are like uncertain what's supposed to happen next, and again, there's been so many dealings with whether it's the federal government to the state to the local leadership. You know, we've been in constant contact with our UAW leadership. I know there's a lot of things going around on different sites of the media. And all I can tell you guys is try to stick with the info we can get you on, the Gibby side, which is attached to Ralph, which is the local. Justin's got his page up and going. Again, we have this similar information. Most of the time, me and him have been together sharing. It's not a race who can get something up faster. It's trying to make sure we're doing the right thing because this information has been changing so fast. This last week, I'm at the Ryan. We can't put nothing up. It's just more confusing. So the only thing I can tell you guys is, look, no one has to come back into diesel right now, right? It's not even an option. It's more of no one's being mandatory, being told come back to work. If you guys want to do something, and there's been some trades that have been there doing things. There's been our machinists getting things cleaned up with not a whole bunch, but some logistics. We're shipping some stuff. We've been totally compliant with what the administration said. Other facilities, again, I don't want to get married to the letters you read about the essential workforce because I get what they're saying, but again, we're critical in nature, but again, we're none of us are naive enough to think that they need 1,800 engines a week right now. Again, this is unprecedented what's happening. So again, you got to just, I know it's hard. You guys are home. So you probably all got your computers out. What else can you do, right? I see my wife on the computer. I see my dad, my girls, everyone's doing something with computers. And I think my boys are just eating like animals. The three of them are home. So everyone's trying to abide by these rules. And it's difficult. Me especially, man. I mean, I can't grab people and talk to them and use them. It's hugging on them and stuff sucks. But, we'll get through it. But again, you guys got to give us, most of you at the end of the day have been really patient. I know it's getting information sucks right now. It's, my committee's doing a hell of a job. I mean, the benefits reps, I can't say enough about all of them. They're trying, it's even been uncomfortable that, even at the hall, Ralph's getting things up to speed to try to get social distancing they got some plexiglass. We got to just try to separate things if someone has a cough on accident. It's not that they're meaning to cough on you, but the times have changed, we all were raised to wash your hands. I mean, it's ludicrous that we got to tell people to wash their hands, which, again, was a long time coming, I guess, and coming to work sick. I mean, who comes to work sick, right? Well, now there's checks in place. So, again, we have things working in the plant. There has been mixed messages. I don't think anyone's done it intentionally. It's just, there was big eyes that things would get rolling. It's not happening. I mean, it's been bad. Detroit, we know Detroit's been bad. They've been in contact with, various representatives to make sure we're doing the right thing. We are. It's the biggest message is that you don't have to feel like you're going to lose your job if you don't come back, right? We'll take care of that. But there are people that are coming back that want to come back and want to contribute to making sure that their respective area is safe. Because again, the social distancing is real. It's something we got to live with now. I don't see us ever going back. I shouldn't say ever, but anytime this year, I don't see it happening where we're going to go back to those 2 full shifts. Again, I've been in there, and it's been clean. I mean, I know there was an issue on the 18th. There was some. We've heard of a couple other ones that were before that. Everyone's doing better. I think on total we had like 3 cases. There's some scares, but some issues were influenza 1. Is it 1? Right, Jay? It's influenza 1, not A, right? The flu. Is it what?
A and B.
A. So yeah, A. So we had some that were A, and then the B is the current one, right? The COVID or whatever. This is serious shit. It's I'm no doctor. We're dealing with our medical professionals about what's going to happen if and when you do come back. Again, right now, the company, for the most part, is on the same page with us. It's not about production. It's about, if people want to come in there, again, we're just going to follow suit with, each week just progresses, ask. And so, I've had calls, well, how come, we can come back? Again, there's things we still need to do to move forward. Again, it's not about production. The plan at some point is going to, it is going to be relevant, right? Things are going to work out, right? Is it going to happen tomorrow? No, I don't see anything happen tomorrow. I just know that we're trying to get some sense of normalcy. And again, I just want to make sure we're ahead of the curve, that no one's getting a letter 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now saying you got to come back. What I've got the company, they're on the same page. What we need to do is just stay consistent on the benefits piece. We got 1,400 people laid off. That's with Axle, with Diesel, with, I think the engineers are in there too, right? The engineers, the local. Oh, so it'd be almost 1,500 if you count the engineers. Our locals 163 has 100, like I said, 1,400. Like I said, I touched on, I didn't, in my last one, I touched on the benefits. Some people hear about the 600, that's been confusing, whether you have sub benefits or not. Well, if you have sub benefits, the company's going to pay you, it's going to be 95% of your net. The 600 doesn't do anything more for you. All it does is alleviates the company from that particular payment because it's going toward your sub. So that's neither here nor there. But the other folks that didn't have sub are going to get, whatever, if they're at 362, they're going to get 962. Essentially, everyone's going to get that 962 in theory. It's just from the top earner, they're going to deduct that like they do currently on sub, and that's how they figure out sub payments. So that was something the federal government did that. It's helpful. I mean, it's tremendously helpful. Again, I'm glad people are getting that extra 600 to help them get through these tough times. But again, it's I don't want people being confused either. Like, come to the hall. We've had people that know how to do the stuff online. It's obviously, I want to say it was 6 million people. There was a ton that have been affected within the state of Michigan, and it's not getting any better. So what I told people, like, I know people put in return to work date. It's not the end of the world. What I said moving forward, we should just use the date that we had for the inverse folks that went out in February. Let's just stick with the 15th. Just for argument's sake, when you recertify coming up, if that's a fear for you, just put June 15th as your return to work date. All that does is it's under 120 days. You don't have to go to Michigan Works. Again, we have connections at the state of Michigan now, which has been helpful, but again, we can't do anything to expedite a process that's already in place, like with a new filing system. They have like electronic filing. We're past that right now because there's so many people involved. So from what I heard, there's been some, Ray put out a video with Tony and them and Lawrence and, Andrew and Kristen are doing a great job. And again, the hall, we got it. The social distancing had to be respected there too. So again, we got some plexiglass, got the folks hooked us up with that we're also going to put up to at least make sure everyone feels a little bit more secure. I think if you guys have been out at all, at our plant, there's plexiglass now for the guards, things that can separate people. You've seen it at fast food places. If you go through, get a coffee or something, it's things have changed. And again, our plant's no different. It's, as of now, people aren't going to be able to come in on Telegraph. It's outer drive. We thought about doing a video over there, but at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to say it's a ghost town, but it's pretty bare over there right now, which we get it. We've had, like I said, trades in there. We've had machinists in there. We've had logistics in there. And now the company's looking, can we do some with assembly? And we've always talked about it. Again, if people want to come in there and do something on a smaller level to take care of their area, it's completely up to them. I know my committeemen are calling people, and I encourage that because I didn't want anyone getting a letter from the company saying, you got to be back. I mean, that would just be such a shit show of trying to get through that. It's been the easiest path has been, look, let's just ask people what they want to do. If no one comes back, no one comes back. I mean, I'm not lobbying for anyone to come back and put themselves at risk. Again, whatever you guys want to do, we're all in the same boat. Justin too, again, it's never seen nothing like it. I mean, I hope we don't ever see nothing like this again, but again, it's a reality. So it's something we gotta, I guess, get used to or figure out how to deal with it, right? Because, business at some point is going to go on. Everything's not going to stay at a standstill. And again, I'm not necessarily impressed with some of the letters from the upper leadership, and I'm not talking about our plant. I'm talking about stuff that's coming from outside worlds, that affects us. At the end of the day, the company that we deal with right now tries to do the right thing, and sometimes we're not going to see eye to eye. You may hear rumblings, but I'm not going to sit here and blast people because what we're dealing with is unprecedented. Again, we got the right support. Our leadership for the UAW has been involved with us from jump. They don't want anyone put in harm's way. But again, there is basic things that need to be done, right? So you're not able to not run in the future. I mean, those machines crash, that's more shit, we're out of luck, right? And again, we're leaving it up to the respective employees if they want to come in and, do their part. We're making sure they have the right equipment. There's a lot of talk about PPE, specifically masks, those N95. There will be needs for that. And people are asking if they had to come back. Well, there's a lot if you had to come back and there was things that were required, we have to have it. So that's neither here nor there. We got to have stuff. And we've been working on different things, but we're also in discussion with, can some of our equipment make medical supplies for people or masks for like the nurses? We're all hearing about those kind of things. And, I think the leadership over there is, working towards something to see if we can help pitch in there. It's not like about our backyard because we have some areas that are able to be spread out. Some folks are bringing their own mask and there's nothing wrong with that. I think they're recommended, as of today, they're recommended to wear a mask. Gloves, they supply the gloves, the hand sanitizer. I'm trying to think, again, the biggest thing besides the PPE equipment has been the social distancing. That's been right now the challenge I'm seeing when I'm trying to look at the assembly. When I came out of assembly, it's difficult, and I figured the committee, at least we're trying to stay a distance. It's, I got Justin over here, a minute ago, it's like, I'm going to get too close to people. So I got to be careful, try to lead by example. It's difficult. It's a whole different way of life. Again, we left it out of there on the 18th. Like I said, and my material guys, we were ahead of this. I mean, it sucks because you guys were asking good questions in February, and we had some, I guess we're ahead of the curve a little bit on things that happened, but it's just so profound what's going on now. There's no rhyme or reason to it except for, stay safe with your families. So again, the only thing I can really say is that, yes, there's plans to continue with diesel with the company. They'll be contacting people, and maybe their boss might be a committee man that'll be talking to them. But again, I'd rather someone talk to the people than demand they do something. And again, the company's on the same page. Some messages come across poorly. I don't think it's, meant with malicious intent, but it's like, I'm more comfortable with my committee men talking. There are foremen that deal with their guys perfect, and there's no issues, but some just, I don't know, they get mixed emotions and shit. And like I said, this is an emotional event too. So all I can reiterate is you guys, stick with, this site. I've always said, like, there's a lot of sites out there, just social media in general will put out, false information. We've all experienced it. So be conscientious what you're reading. Again, Ryan does a good job trying to put stuff up. He helps me with that because at the end of the day, I got so many things going. I'm trying to get the right information. Justin's trying to get the right information, again, without pissing and moaning. But again, I couldn't be more happy with the UAW, the leadership we got there helping us, because again, we can't do this alone. The people, I appreciate you guys, talking to your committee men and looking out for each other. Because again, I know 90%, 95, 98, you guys are doing great. It sucks. We just had members calling, they lost their parents to this COVID. Complications, and it's shitty, and I know not all the messages get out to you guys because it's they can't even see their loved one at sometimes, in some of these circumstances. And I don't know, like I said, so but bottom line, like I said, stay safe. If you're contacted, just you make your decision what you guys want to do. Okay, no one's rushing anyone to come back. There's things that need to be done though, because that plan has to be converted at this point to, like I said, a 6-foot zone of social distancing. It's reality, and anyone that comes off the assembly line knows that's not easy. A little bit easier, maybe a medium duty over there, just because they're running 1-man 3-ish. Assembly, you'll be lucky if we're at 1-man 2 when you come back. And again, it'll be slow. Matt's putting a note out right now about crawling, and again, it's nothing to do with production. It has to do with trying to get things set up so we can. What do we need? What are the leaders going to need? What are the operators going to need to fulfill what the need is. And again, it might be a month from now, it might be 2 months from now. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. All I know is the date you put in right now, if you're not back, when you redo when you resubmit, because you got to file, you got to deal with Marvin this week and claim last week. Use June, like I said, use June 15th. I'm going to talk to Tony. That's just the easiest date to use. It's easier to go. You can come back. Anyone that's been on layoff in diesel knows, like I said, all it is, as long as you stay under 120, you don't have to deal with Michigan Works. That's the only reason I'm suggesting that. That's when kind of our inverse people were. Is that anything the company's telling me to do? No, I'm telling you because I know that's how to do it. That way you don't have to confuse it when you're trying to recertify or when you're calling Marvin if you're back to work. All you have to do is put no, because it'll ask if your return to work date changed. So we'll get through the shortcomings of this last one because, again, people are not, some might be there on the 6th, the majority's not. I mean, every bit of 1,300 plus are still going to be laid off. So take that for what it's worth. Tony and Ray and, like I said, Lawrence, they're going to do their job to help you guys along. Understand that, I mean, they're human beings too. So it's like we got to be conscientious of each other. We had some people just come to the hall. It's, this ain't, like I said, social distancing. You got to, unless you're needed at the hall, I think they're going by appointments now, right, Ralph? Is that what they're doing? Appointments. So, call up if you need help. I mean, again, the commitment will help you just as easy to at least get, in contact with the right person. We got, like I said, they're reviewing a lot of documents that came across, especially from the federal level to the state level. And Dione, God bless her, she's researching the new language with FMLA, and there are some nuances to it, but some of the stuff right now doesn't apply to us because we're deemed over 500. But she's working on that, so we'll to be continued on different things that may or may not help us in the future. But again, there's been a lot of relief going on. I mean, to try to help people get through this financially. Again, there's nothing I'm going to be able to say except for I'll try to communicate more. I think I've got a clear picture of things. I think the company, we're on the same page, but again, there's so many changes. Just you got to bear with it. And again, if social media is driving you nuts, I just stay off it. Again, it doesn't matter what site it is. Again, if I could give you info, I would. I do appreciate the ones. I've got the texts. I appreciate you guys looking out for us. It's almost like the contract. I think you guys remember me telling you, look, I don't need to hear the negativity. It's not going to help me. I mean, shit, I got enough shit to worry about without all this negative, these Johnny Cochran's in the world thinking they're going to solve all these problems when they don't have the answers. And all they're doing is stirring up emotions and, creating hostility. I mean, literally, I got to spend time dealing with things that, whether it was a site we know of guys doing things on their own, they have their own agenda, that's fine. These other sites, it's all over the social media. Maybe it's the downfall of social media. I don't know. Ryan will continue, helping what he can to put up information. And again, I want to make sure it's the right information. One thing I didn't touch on, me and Ralph have been talking. It's sad because, we've had the deaths in the plant, not like members, families, like loved ones, parents. I just got a text from my buddy. He's been in there 20 some years. His dad died, complications of COVID, and his mother's sick. I mean, this is, it's taking its toll. I've heard of some other stories. I haven't, directly got confirmation, but one that's, well, not one, multiple that's been relevant is within the UAW. After our conference call this week, Ralph and I have leads monthly the regional conference calls, and everything's done by conference call now. We're listening to these other locals, and it was every other one. It seemed like a death every other local, and this was Tuesday, and they were on a ventilator. It was pretty scary. I mean, it's surreal. So I mean, I know what you guys are hearing. I know there's truth to this. I mean, Detroit, Livonia, Redford. I mean, Dearborn. There's deaths. I mean, it's not. This is unprecedented. So again, our deepest thoughts and prayers go out to the families. Our not only our family at Detroit Diesel. I mean, we got the extended family. Ford, GM, Chrysler. Name it. There's so many units, but down south, I'm getting calls from our brothers down there at the Carolinas plants. They've had issues. Germany, we have friends and colleagues all over that we deal with that actually, do look to Detroit Diesel. Again, you guys have been a shining star. Again, is this going to be any different? No, we'll come out of this, but again, there's nothing anyone's doing wrong. It's just do the best you can for your family. I mean, it's again, there's no words I can say it. I don't know how else to say it except for you do what's best for your family. You know, stay safe. If you need us, I mean, I'm there. I'm only a phone call away. I'll get to you. It's again, I've never had a problem getting back to people. You can go through anyone if there's questions. I know a lot of my committees relaying. There's nice messages. Again, I don't need to hear all the negativity because again, I know there's an emotional event. We all do. So again, some of it I can chalk up to emotions. Some I'm not surprised by some of the individuals that say what they say because I don't know. We've all been there a while, so they're going to do what they got to do. And again, it's not specific to Detroit Diesel. So. Again, hang in there. We got people supporting us all over, all the way to the governor. Again, you know, I think Governor Whitmer's doing a great job. So, like I said, Debbie Dingle, Rashida Tlaib, they've been, you know, tremendous help and advocates for UAW. And again, I couldn't ask for you guys. It's you know, it's all help that we need. And again, me, Ralph, Justin, we're appreciative of the shop committee. Again, everyone just. Is doing the best they can. So again, hang in there, stay safe, be conscientious that, like I said, there are people that are having a difficult time. I mean, a lot of people are. It's difficult. It's you know, financially, socially. It's you know, hopefully we can be there for something. I mean, we still have our reps that are in place for you guys if you need some. We, you know, things are on a confidential level. Larry's a phone call away. Larry Dietz, you know. Doug's there to help with some of the schooling issues because, you know, it's just everything's been turned upside down. So again, we'll get through it. Just bear with some of the, you know, if I don't have some out quick enough, it's not a race. I want to make sure you have the right info. So take that for what it's worth. Again, I'll be in touch. I'll try to make sure I put something out as more information becomes available. But stay safe and God bless. See you.